My name is Simran. A few days back, I attended the launch of the all-new Classic 650, trying to figure out whether this bike actually works for me or not. And guess what? I got some really nice comments. My height is 5 feet 2 inches and I weigh approximately 40 kgs. Everyone's saying big bikes aren't for short people. Today, my job would be to figure out whether they are actually true or not. Today, I'm going to rate this motorcycle on a few core factors important to me. But before we get started, a big shout out to our friends at Shree Radhegovinda Automobiles who lent us this beautiful Classic 650. This is the Vallam Red color, and I must say this looks pretty good. When you're out on the road, riding usually breaks down into three parts: straight line cruising, taking turns, and navigating through slow-moving traffic or tight spots. Let's start with straight line riding. Out on the open stretches or even city roads, when you're just cruising steadily, I feel this is where the Classic 650 feels right at home. The weight of the bike simply disappears once I'm moving, and even as you pick up a bit of speed, it still remains very stable. It's actually feeling pretty nimble for something this heavy. So for straight line ride comfort and control, I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10. Next up, turning. On wider turns or bends, the bike doesn't make you feel its weight much. While this should give it a 9 on 10 in my books, but when you are making tighter turns like U-turns or really slow sharp corners, you do start to notice the heft. It's not difficult, but it does take a bit of an effort. So for everyday turns, I'd rate it a 6 on 10. Slow speed or traffic riding, easily the most challenging part, especially on our roads. I tried keeping the bike around 10 km per hour to see how manageable it is. At a slight roll, it is fine. But when you're almost at a stop, you'll need to put your feet down and use a bit of strength to stay in control. That's when that 243 kilo weight really kicks in. As someone who's 40 kilos, it's definitely getting tiring after a while. So for slow speed and traffic handling, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. As someone who's been riding the Meteor 350 for years, I'm used to a more laid-back cruiser position. But the Classic 650 has a slightly forward-leaning stance. But honestly, it feels great. Even after riding it around all day, there's no wrist pressure, no backache, nothing. Coming to the riding posture or triangle, I'd rate it a strong 9 on 10. Now that my ride comes to an end, let's see how the Classic 650 has fared in my scoreboard. This comes out to be a 7.4 out of 10. From my point of view, if you don't mind handling a bit of weight, then yes, this can become a solid option for you. But like me, if you don't favor weight that much, you might need to check for some other options. But at last, the point still remains. If I can ride it, then so can you. Being short doesn't mean that you can't aim for bigger bikes.